Now, I should explain that after Tuesday, someone told me in the Rekieta thread, just threw out there, it says, Josh, you're probably not going to get the body cam footage. Now, I don't like being told that I can't do something, especially when I really, 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 really want something. So when he said this, I decided to actually personally review the statutes regarding the Minnesota release of body cam footage. And I found a very interesting point that I believe might allow us to get some of the body cam footage because we very strictly meet the criteria. Effectively, the sheriff's office of Candiota County is at liberty to release body cam footage to dispel rumors, which is not a very high bar to meet. There simply has to mean that there is a widespread rumor which can be dispelled to the benefit of public trust in law enforcement by the release of the body cam footage. And this is a very different burden than other burdens because, number one, we don't have to actually have Rekieta consenting to anything or saying anything too stupid himself. As long as there is a rumor to be dispelled that would be benefited by the release of the body cam footage, then we can try to justify it through that angle. And to our benefit, Rekieta has been not saying too much publicly about the police or the Health and Human Services, especially when it comes to the date of the search. But Rekieta has been in the ear of other people, notably Robert Barnes, who was an attorney on the Rittenhouse trial, Viva Fry, a YouTuber with over 600,000 subscribers, Camelot, another YouTuber, even Ethan Ralph, because these people all have stated repeatedly that there is corruption in Candiota County. Viva Fry went out and said that the search was, and Robert Barnes said that the search was in parts instigated by a probable cause warrant that shouldn't have been allowed, but was allowed because, as Viva Fry said, that Nick Rekieta was the most vocal critic of the local government and what he called that corrupt shithole. And so they went after him, and they went after him in apparently the dirtiest way possible by going after his kids. And these are things that have been repeated or heavily implied by Rekieta himself. There's clips on the Chrissy Meyer show where he's talking about how, you would be surprised what you have in your house, implying that he didn't know that he had cocaine, or that, and Chrissy Meyer immediately asked, because it's the obvious implication that the police, or that Nick even said something about you don't know what police might bring into your house, very obviously implying and insinuating that the police of the county brought cocaine into his home. Chrissy Meyer actually asked immediately, because that's the obvious second follow-up question, like, are you saying that that's what happened? And then Rekieta says no. But that's the thing, is like he's creating this thought that there is malfeasance, there is wrongdoing, and people are believing it. Chrissy Meyer immediately suspects that the police his friend suspects that police brought drugs into the house. Robert Barnes talks about the corruption. Viva Fry says that it's a corrupt shithole and they're going after him. His friend Camelot is indicating that the police force did something wrong and that the warrant was unjust. And if you were looking at this from a neutral perspective, if you weren't me and you weren't someone who knew who Rekieta was, but you knew that this guy was getting eaten by the system, was having his kids taken away from him, was facing 25 years for a very serious possession charge, and you were hearing all these associates around him making this claim that the police were up to something, that Health and Human Services was lying under oath, then you would think that this was an innocent man telling anybody who he could trust in private that he is a victim. And he was trying to scream as loud as he possibly could in a way that wouldn't cause retribution, because they got his kids and they can go after him. They have that leverage over him. If you didn't know Rekieta, and if you didn't know, and if you weren't me, and you were just trying to assess the facts and what people are saying, you would assume that he was desperately trying to get someone to listen to him about how he was being treated, and he was just afraid to do so in public. That's how it would look like to me. So I genuinely, with no extension of the truth, no backward justification, it's very obvious that he has created a rumor that can be addressed. And the question is, can that be the question then is not that if there's a rumor about an interest of public trust, the question is there a rumor that can be dispelled by the body cam footage, which we're coincidentally after anyways, right? Well, yes, because Robert Barnes names in particular a specific cop who he claims did something wrong. And there's a clip of this, and I'll pull it up if I have to. But he names a cop specifically who happens to be there on the day of. And it's like, we don't need dozens of hours of footage from every which way. But we know that there's a specific cop who was there executing the search warrant who has been accused by people directly associated with Nick Rekieta of doing something wrong. So how about this? Let's see the footage from that one badge cam, and let's see the footage of everybody in the master bedroom where the cocaine was found. Because if there is anybody planting cocaine with all those cops there, we should be able to see it. And if that one cop was doing anything wrong, then his badge cam would show it. And that way, there's a middle ground. You're not releasing everything. You can censor out all the kids. It's just one cop, one area of the house of interest to the public. And that was my post. So I don't feel like there's anything wrong with that. I don't feel like I said anything wrong. I'm not lying. I'm not being deceitful. That is genuinely the facts of the situation in a way that the county can meet me halfway and provide information to dispel a rumor, as indicated by statute.